हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण
बंद कर दिया तो बोलते सो जाएंगे।
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण कृष्ण
हरे
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
राम राम
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
हरे
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
राम
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare,
राम
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare,
हरे कृष्ण
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Krishna,
राम राम कृष्ण
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
हरे
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare
हरे
Krishna.
हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे कृष्ण
Sri Krishna Chaitanya Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna,
राम राम
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Krishna Krishna,
हरे कृष्ण हरे हरे राम राम
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna,
हरे
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare,
हरे राम
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
कृष्ण हरे राम राम
Hare Krishna,
कृष्ण
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
कृष्ण कृष्ण
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna.
Krishna, Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram. Hare Hare, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivajari Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram I can be here. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Sri Krishna Chaitanya Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare. Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram. Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare. Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare.
Krishna Chaitanya.
Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram. Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram. Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram. Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare. Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram. Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram. Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Radhikaya Tadaliye Krishna Krishna Bhaktaya Tadabhaktaya Namo Namaha. Jaiti Jaiti Namananda Rupa Murare Vidamatya Jaram Jnana Pujadiyatam Kattamapi Sakridatam Muktanam Praninam Yat Paramamritam Ekram Jinam Madaram Marurebhyo Pimangarebhyo Pimangalam Pavanam Pavanebhyo Pi Hare Namahe Kevalam Iti Surasakam Nam Nam Kali Kalmasanasanam Nattaparatapaya Sarvavideshari Sati Jaiti Jaiti Namananda Rupam Murare Viramita Nijadharma Dhyana Pujariyatam Kattamapi Sakridatam Muktinam Praninam Yat Paramamritam Ekanam Jivanam Bhushanam Me Hare Nama Eva Kevalam Kulam Nastiva 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 Gatyaranyatam Amagyanatimirandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chakasuran Meditam Yenam Dasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutane Sayamrupagadhamayam dadati sarvadantigam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yutavata Kamalan Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagarajatam Sahagana Raganatan Vitam Tam Sadivam Sadaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sagana Lalita Sri Vishakan Vidamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpade Gopesha Kavikaganta Radha Kanta Namastude Jaitam Surato Pangor Mama Madhavate Rikati Natsarvasabram Bojo Radhamara Namohana Devendra Kalpadramara Savaratnagara Sammasanasto Srimad Radha Shila Govinda Devo Prestali Vishevar Smarami Shimamra Sara Sarambi Vamsi Vatatata Stita Kashan Vinasanai Gopir Gopina Tasistuna Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshani Pichavano Sade Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Govinda Nandini Radha Govinda Mohini Govinda Sarvasa Sarvakanta Shiromani Devi Krishna Maya Prakta Devi Krishna Maya Prakta Sarva Tavaivasmi Najivami Tavina Itti Vigyana Devi Tam Naimam Charantikam Hadevi Kagavadagariya Chavacha Yacheni Pattavu Vidadandavadati Asya Prasadam Abhirachagaritva Gandharvige Tavagane Ganana Vide Tavaivasmi Najivami Itti Vigyana Devi Tam Naimam Charantikam Vajami Radham Maravindra Netram Smarami Radham Radasmidasyam Vadami Radham Karana Bharadram Tato Mamanastinakapi Devi Krishna Maya Praktara Digabara Devata Sarva Lakshmi Maya Sarva Kanta Sammahini Para Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo Rama Rama Hare Hare So we're reading from Jaiva Dharma. So Jaiva Dharma, chapter 11, Nitya Dharma and idolatry. So so here in this chapter, some devotees are assembled in Navadvip. And a festival was observed, and many senior Vaishnavas, they came to that festival. So they were chanting the holy names on the Japamala. And some they came performing Sankirtan together. And so the devotees, from the external symptoms, it was seen that there were advanced devotees. Because some of them, when they were chanting, they were calling out the names of the Lord, or besides the Mahamantra, calling out to Krishna or Gaur Kishore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And it was seen that tears were coming from the eyes of some Vaishnavas. And so the devotees, of course, all the devotees who were there, they were also very much captivated by these devotees who had all come for this festival. So all the Vaishnavas were greeted by the merchant, the devotee who sponsored the festival and who invited everyone. So it is mentioned, Hare Krishna. Actually in that place Mahaprabhu had also come, and in that very temple where they were assembled together, and so it is a very wonderful experience for everyone. And so as everyone was seated and comfortably, they were then greeting each other. So the doorkeeper of the place, he addressed the authorities of the temple and told that that was one respectable person had come, and with his followers, and he requested to have a discussion with the Vaishnav Pandits. So the temple authorities spoke to the Pandits, to the Babajis, about that person who wanted to speak, the gentleman who wanted to speak to them. So one of the Babajis asked them, the authorities, what is the intention of the person, gentleman coming who wants to talk? So they replied that the gentleman wants to discuss spiritual topics with the Vaishnav Pandits. So actually the gentleman, so he was from Muslim community, and he was a scholar. So just like they are Vaishnav scholars, they are Muslim scholars, Christian scholars, and of course Mayavadi scholars are there, many scholars are there. So, and then it is natural that sometimes they will discuss some topics and in a respectful way, presenting their understandings. He was actually from northern India, that scholar, and he was respected by, actually he was staying near Delhi, so he was respected by the Emperor of Delhi at that time. So of course, naturally, any scholar of any religion, he will promote his religion. That is natural. But he was not inimical towards others, and that is actually proper conduct for any religious person, any God-fearing person. He will respect others. He will stick to his path, religion, but he will respect others. So the temple authorities, they requested two Vaishnav Pandits to come forward and discuss the scriptures, Vaishnav Dharma, with the Muslim scholars, with the Muslim scholar. Some of the Vaishnavas felt inspired to speak with the Mullah Sahib. He was addressed in this way, seeing an opportunity to propound Vaishnav Dharma. In the end, they decided amongst themselves that Gaurachand Das, Pandit Babaji of Sri Mayapur, Vaishnav Das, Pandit Babaji of Sri Godrum, Prem Das Babaji of Janunagar, and Kali Pavana Das Babaji of Champahata should discuss with the Muslim Sahib. All the other Vaishnavas should also go to witness their discussion when the recitation of Sri Chaitanya Mangal was completed. Hearing this decision, the four Babajis loudly exclaimed, Jai Nityananda, and followed the Mahanta into the large courtyard outside the temple. The Mullah and his company were seated in the courtyard under the pleasant and cooling shade of a large banyan tree. When they saw the Vaishnavas approaching, the Mullah and his party stood up cordially to receive them. Knowing all jivas as servants of Krishna, the Vaishnavas in turn offered dandavat to Sri Vasudev, situated in the heart of the Mullah and his associates, and then took their respective seats. The setting was extraordinary to behold. On one side sat 50 well-dressed Muslim scholars with wide beards, with their majestic decorated stallions tethered behind them. On the other side, 4 Vaishnavas of divine appearance sat in a humble mood. With great anticipation, many Hindus came and sat behind them. Many other goddesses there as well, taking seats nearby. So at Mahaprabhu's time and shortly after that, that was very common, that different scholars were meeting each other and discussing the scriptures. And as mentioned here, they were very respectful towards each other. So that is important. Respect towards other. So humility, as mentioned here, the Vaishnavas, they sat in a humble mood and respectful. And so the Muslim scholars, as mentioned here, they were also getting up when they came, and so they were cordially respecting each other. Pandit Gaurachand was the first to speak. He inquired, "O great souls, why have you summoned such insignificant people as ourselves?" So as mentioned here also, the Vaishnavas, they offer obeisances to these scholars, but basically offering obeisances to Vasudeva, seated in the heart of all the embodied beings. So here these Muslim scholars. Also we, when we offer obeisances, we just not offering obeisances only to the body, but actually to the Lord within the heart and to the soul situated within the body. So that we should remember also. And here, as Guru Chand is addressing the Muslim scholars, is saying, "Oh great souls." So that is the point which one has to understand clearly, that we are spirit souls, and so we see others on this platform of the soul, which is not easy to do. Constant practice has to be there, that we can be off the bodily platform, which is not easy. Theoretically we know we are spirit soul, but to be situated on the spiritual platform very firmly, so it requires sincere practice, endeavor, and then eventually one may be able to be situated on the spiritual platform, and then with more practice, sincere endeavor, we may be able to remain on the spiritual platform. And as explained in Bhagavad Gita, so one should try to come on the spiritual platform and then try not to fall down on the bodily platform. As practicing devotee in the beginning, so one is sometimes on the bodily platform, or mostly sometimes on a mental platform or intellectual platform, and sometimes we may be able to raise ourselves beyond to the spiritual platform as spirit soul, having a relationship with the Supreme Lord. So, and there's knowledge and there's realization. So we have to try to realize ourselves. For this we have to be humble, tolerant, and very respectful, and chant as much as possible Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Mullah Badruddin Sahib, that was his full name, humbly replied, "Salam. We desire to ask a few questions." Pranam, salam. Huh?
Walaikum pranam.
Ah. Pandit Gaurachandra said, "What knowledge might we have that can possibly answer your erudite questions?" Badruddin Sahib came a little closer and said, "Brothers, the Devas and Devis have been worshipped in Hindu society since ancient times. Now we see in our Quran Sharif that Allah is one, not two, and that He has no form. It is an offense to make an image of Him and worship it. I have a doubt about this issue, and I have consulted many Brahmana Pandits in the hope of resolving it." Those Pandits replied that Allah is actually formless. However, one cannot possibly conceive of that which has no form. Therefore, one should first make an imaginary form of Allah and meditate upon Him by worshipping that form. So Pandits are there, and so different kinds of Pandits are there with different understandings. So that, of course, so that is not the ultimate conclusion, but at the same time those pandits maybe simply respectfully replying to the Muslim scholars, because as the Muslim scholar is saying, that they also say, the Muslim scholars, they say that Allah has no form. So therefore the Pandit, so they may have replied out of respect, okay, he has no form, Allah has no form. But so we worship the demigods because we cannot just think of nothing. And then by worshipping demigods, and then we may eventually then also come to the conclusion or be able to merge into the impersonal aspect of the absolute truth. So the Muslim scholar said, however, I am not satisfied with this answer because creating an imaginary form of Allah is the work of Satan. It is known as But, and it is completely forbidden to worship it. Far from pleasing Allah, such worship only makes one subject to his punishment. We have heard that your original preceptor, Sri Chaitanya Dev, corrected all the faults in Hindu Dharma. Yet his Sampradaya also makes provisions for worshipping material forms. We want to know why you Vaishnavas have not given up the worship of material forms, although you are expert in the decisions of the Shastra. The Vaishnav Pandits were inwardly amused at the mullah's question. Outwardly they declared, Pandit Gorachand Mahashai kindly give a suitable reply to the mullah's question. Pandit Gorachanda said graciously, as you order, and proceeded to answer the question. Gorachand, he whom we refer to as Allah, we call Bhagavan. The Supreme Lord is one, but he is known by different names in the Quran, the Puranas, and in different countries and languages, so that we can see in different countries. So God is addressed in different way. So so different conceptions may be there also, and understandings. So the Muslims call him the Supreme Being, or Allah, but they will say it is a transcendental being, but they say no form. Whereas those following Sanatana Dharma, they will say, they will call the Supreme Being Bhagavan, and they say that he has a form. So, of course, in English we say God, and mostly the Christians, they accept the form of God, although they are not aware of the transcendental, beautiful spiritual form of God, of Krishna. And sometimes you see some pictures in some religious books of the Christians and depicting God as an old person, because he's the oldest person, so he's a white beard and white hair, sitting up in the clouds. But he's beyond his material world, and his form is Navayovana, youthful form, like 15 years old, but mature and beautiful. Shamrang, bluish complexion, beautiful black hair up to the shoulders, and eyes like lotus petals. Even his mouth is compared to a lotus mouth, a reddish color, very beautiful. And and he's nicely decorated with ornaments, and he's wearing a yellow dhoti mostly, because that is his favorite cloth, our favorite color, because that is reminding him of his eternal consort, Srimati Radharani, Gaurangi. So he wants to embrace her, so therefore he's wearing yellow cloth also. So actually the complete understanding is there in the Vedic literatures, in the Vaishnava literatures of the Supreme Lord. And then his expansions are there, Vishnu Murtis in Vaikuntha and so on. In the spiritual realm, and then in material realm, the demigods are there. So the most complete and perfect knowledge is given in the Vedic literatures. So others, they may have some information, but it is not complete information is there. But preliminary knowledge is given to persons who, according to time, place, and circumstances, who may not be able to understand the highest conception of the Supreme Lord. And even as Jesus Christ one time told his disciples, I have told you many things, but more I have to say, but you cannot understand now. So different, so places, different names are given. In French, Dieu. Dieu. Italiano, Dio. Or Dios is Espanol, huh? And Dio in Italian, Dio? Dio. In Espanol, I think Dios.
And Portuguese, Deus.
Deus in Portuguese. Yeah. And Russian, God, how you say in Russian, God? Boch. Boch. Okay. Boch, Bhagavan. You say Bhagavan?
No, just near this sounds.
Boch. Boch. Bhagavan, Boch. Yeah. So in German is similar to English. So in English, God. In German, Gott. So they say, der liebe Gott im Himmel, the dear God in the sky. And basically, of course, in Christianity it is there, almost all over the world. Christianity is there, and they have their understanding, but then different. So branches are there, the Catholic, the Protestant, and so on. And different kind of Muslims are there also with their understandings. And even in Bharatvarsha, so Sanatana Dharma is there, but then we know of people call also Hindu Dharma or Hindu culture, and different gods are there, different understandings are there. Jain Dharma is there. The Jains are there with their own understanding. But the highest understanding is coming from the Supreme Lord Himself, and it is handed down in disciplic succession. And so since time immemorial, so when the world is manifested and the Lord is coming, or He's sending His representative to give this transcendental knowledge for the benefit of the conditioned souls. So we are fortunate to be in the Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, so which is giving the highest understanding of the Supreme Being, the Supreme Lord, Krishna in Braj and His associates, and the highest realm, Golok Vrindavan, Braj Vrindavan. The prime consideration is that the name which expresses all of the Supreme Lord's characteristics should be given prominence. For this reason, we have greater esteem for the name Bhagavan than the names Allah, Brahma and Paramatma. The word Allah refers to that being who has no superior, but we do not consider that greatness or supremacy is the highest characteristic of the Lord. So Allah means the being, Supreme Being who has no superior. That we also say that, and even Krishna is saying that that everything rests upon me as pearls are strung in a string, and there's no superior being. And then Krishna. So that is accepted also. So however, that is not the complete definition of the Supreme Being. So that is one aspect, that he is the Supreme Being, he has no other, and there's no personality greater than him, and especially Krishna, Sham Sundara. Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchanananda Vigrana Adi Radhir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. So it's the Paramishwara, the Supreme Lord, the cause of all causes. So, and then so mentioning Brahma and Paramatma. So Brahma also is similar to Allah, Supreme Being, but the impersonal aspect. And Paramatma, the localized form of the Lord in the heart of the conditioned soul, four-handed Vishnumurti. Rather, the characteristic which evokes the highest degree of wonder, chamatkarita, and sweetness, madhuri, is worthy of the utmost regard. So, that is a beautiful description here, or that the Supreme Being, so he should have the highest degree of sweetness, madhuri, madhur. So there's verses are there describing Krishna as the Supreme Being and as being most sweet. Adaram Madhuram, Badaram Madhuram, Nayanam Madhuram, Hasiram Madhuram, Ridam Madhuram, Gamanam Madhuram, Madhuradepadera Kilam Madhuram. So everything is sweet about Krishna, is the essence of all sweetness. So the highest degree of sweetness is there. Madhuradepadera Kilam. Adaram Madhuram, his lips are sweet. So his face is sweet, his eyes are sweet, and so his smiling is sweet, his heart is sweet, his walking is sweet. Venur Madara, Renur Madara, Pandir Madara, Pado Madara, Nittam Madam, Sakyam Madaram, Madara Repede, Rakira Madaram. His flute is sweet, the dust which is there under his lotus feet is sweet. His hands are sweet, his feet are sweet. His dancing is sweet. So everything is sweet about Krishna. Yuktam Madhuram, Bhuktam Magdaram. So he's eating, when he's eating it is sweet, when he's resting it is sweet. So his gopis are sweet, his cows are sweet. He has a gunjamala that is sweet. His, so everything is sweet about the Supreme Lord, about Krishna. And it is Adbhut. Krishna's name is Adbhut Krishna. Chamatkar. So Adbhut or Chamatkar, similar word, Chamatkar. So wonderful pastimes of Krishna there. Chamatkar Chandrika, book by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. You know the book? No? You know the book?
Yes, we read together one time.
You read together one time in Javat.
Sunil Prabhuji, me and Sajjan Prabhuji and Mahalakshmi Mataji.
Okay, you read the book, Chamatkar Chandrika
Javat.
in Javat. Okay, good. 4 pastimes are there in that book. Krishna in the box. You know the story, Krishna in the box? That is from that book. That is from Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. And the Gobar story, you know the Gobar story? Cow dung, Gobar means cow dung story. So, you don't know the cow dung story? No? That is also in that book. Or Krishna disguised as a gopi.
The painting in the temple in Yavata.
Uh-huh.
There is a painting.
Yes.
Yes, but I could not understand what Lila was described in this painting.
So he's there as a gopi.
So, okay.
Or
But he is carrying a calf.
he's
What?
carrying a calf.
But I don't know what is his purpose. Is it this pastime or something?
Which one? Krishna carrying a calf.
Yes.
You know that painting
To
in
look like
Yavata
a gopi, he
temple?
carries a calf.
Gopashtami Leela.
This is Subal Vesh of Radharani. She is disguised as Subal,
Oh.
and she's carrying the calf that is there. If it is,
Oh, that is.
yeah. But yeah, if it's, I mean, many times it's disguised as a gopi, as Malini, a gopi, or wife of the person who is selling garlands. So in order to pacify Radharani when she's in an angry mood. So, or there is a female doctor or a snake charmer like this. So, so yeah. So one time so Radha Krishna, they were there at the bank of the Jamuna. Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari, Yamuna Tira Vanachari. And so Radharani's sister-in-law and mother-in-law, so-called Jatila and Kutila. Jatila, his mother-in-law, Kutila, the sister-in-law. So looking for Radharani and then coming to the bank of the Jamuna. And then, so of course then at the gate of the Kunja, so one gopi is there and then quickly telling Krishna inside, Radharani, Kutila is here. And Krishna immediately goes away from the back door. And Kutila is thinking Krishna is inside. Looking inside, well, I know Krishna is here hiding. And the gopi is, no, he's not here. Look around, and Krishna is gone. And so he quickly went to Javat and then disguised as Abhimanyu, the so-called husband of Radharani. And he's telling Jatila and then Kutila, she also had come back, that my dear mother and sister, you know, Krishna is coming very soon, disguised as myself, as Abhimanyu. So you should give him a nice welcome. Okay, yes, okay, we will do. And so then Krishna is just standing nearby, disguised as Abhimanyu, and then real Abhimanyu is coming with his cows and calves, and then Kutila and Jatila, so they are taking the cow dung patties and throwing at Abhimanyu. Oh, we know you're not our son Abhimanyu, you're Krishna disguised as Abhimanyu. Maybe they're throwing some other things, like in the West they throw tomatoes or if they don't like somebody. And so then Abhimanyu is running, no, I'm your son, no, you're not our son, we know, you go away from here. And he's going away, and Krishna is just watching the fun and laughing. And then after some time he's sneaking out. So this is a wonderful book in regards to 4 of Krishna's wonderful pastimes. So giving pleasure to the devotees and showing Krishna's wonderful qualities and his wonderful pastimes. Chamatkar. Something that is exceedingly great inspires one type of wonder, but minuteness is a counterpart to greatness, and it inspires another type of wonder. Hence the name Allah does not express the highest limit of wonder because it expresses greatness but not minuteness. On the other hand, the word Bhagavan implies every type of wonder imaginable. The first characteristic of Bhagavan is complete Aishwarya, opulence, which refers to the ultimate limit of greatness and minuteness. So Aishwarya is there, opulence. Krishna is, or Bhagavan is most opulent, residing in the spiritual realm. So different Vishnu Murtis, they are residing in a beautiful big palace, and so many ornaments are there, and served by many servants. And in Braj also, opulence is there, but it is covered by the sweetness, Madhuri, Madhurya Purna. But opulence is there in Braj also, but it is covered by the sweetness. And sometimes it is manifested, the opulence of Braj also, which actually is even more superior than the opulence of Vaikuntha. So that is the first aspect of the Supreme Lord's greatness. So that is the meaning of Bhagavan, he who possesses all opulences in full. The second characteristic is that he is the most powerful because he possesses all Shakti, Sarva Shakti Mata. So Krishna is most strong, Bhagavan is strong, most powerful. So Krishna created all the spiritual material worlds. And one time one devotee asked Prabhupada, so Krishna is all powerful. So he can make a hill which is so heavy that nobody can lift the hill? Prabhupada said, yes. And then Prabhupada also said, but then if he wants, he can lift the hill also. Just like Govardhan Hill. He's lifting Govardhan Hill with the little finger of the left hand. Usually we know the both hands are there. Usually we use the right hand more, mostly. So the right hand is more strong. Unless one is leftist, and one is doing things with the left hand. But most people, by nature's law, they are doing things with the right hand. So the right hand is stronger. And if you see the fingers, so the small finger is the weakest finger. And so if you want to pull something with the different fingers, you can pull something with this finger, you can do, but with little finger is more difficult because the little finger is less strong, it's smaller. And it's at the end. But these fingers are here in the center, so they are more strong. So weakest finger is the small finger on the left hand. And with this finger is lifting a big hill. Govardhan Hill was huge. Now the Govardhan Hill is not as big as before, but it was huge. And he's lifting. Okay, you're lifting the phone. Okay, you're a great man. With the, our devotee here lifting the mobile with the left finger of the left hand. And for how long? For a few seconds. And then it is falling down because he cannot balance. But Krishna with the little finger is balancing a huge hill. And not only for a few seconds, but 7 days and 7 nights. Yeah. So that is Bhagavan. You're not Bhagavan, huh? No. Okay, Chota Bhagavan. So that is there, he's all powerful. So one time there was one king and he had a beautiful daughter, and so he wanted a strong man as the husband. I mean, of the daughter.
It's always the same story. There is a king and a beautiful daughter.
Yeah, many
Isn't it?
times. Yeah. The king and the beautiful daughter. Okay, you don't know the story?
Because they start all the same.
Okay. So the king was there with a beautiful daughter, and he wanted the daughter to be married to a strong
Yeah.
other king. So he had 7 strong bulls. So to control a bull is not so easy. Even to control 1 bull is not easy. What to speak of 7. And many kings came, princes, to marry the girl, but they were not successful. But then Krishna came and easily controlled the 7 bulls. And so then he got married. So he took that girl as his wife. So most powerful. That which is beyond the reach of human intellect is governed by Ishvara Achintya Shakti, inconceivable potency, by which he simultaneously possesses a form and is formless. So that is an important point. So Krishna is Bhagavan, and so he has a form, but then the formless aspect is also there of Bhagavan, of the Supreme Lord. So the effulgence which is coming from Krishna's body, which the impersonalists are worshipping, the Brahma Jyoti, so that is a formless aspect of Krishna, of the Absolute Truth, Krishna. So in that sense, if one is worshipping the impersonal Brahman, so that is acceptable, but is not the complete understanding. And by doing that, one will not attain the highest perfection, realizing one's original position as a servant of the Lord. So, but if the soul, if one has the understanding, I'm spirit soul, but is worshipping the impersonal Brahman, he may merge in that, but then he will not be properly situated. Then he becomes Nityabada, conditioned eternally from that point of view in the spiritual realm. They are being in one position as spirit soul, but not engaged in seva. So that is a spiritually conditioned state. Whereas in the material world, the spirit souls, they are materially conditioned. They are acting, but not acting on the spiritual platform, but on the material platform, which is the perverted reality. So which is temporary reality. So that we have to understand. So of course then in material world, the Paramatma, the super soul in everyone's heart, formed Vishnu form. So that is an expanded form of Krishna. If one thinks that Ishwar cannot have a form, one rejects his Achintya Shakti, by which Bhagavan manifests his eternal form and pastimes before his bhaktas. Allah, Brahma or Paramatma are Nirakar, formless. Of course, Paramatma is formed form, but many times those who are worshipping Paramatma, they want to merge into Paramatma. So then it is just like the Mayavadis. Nirakar. So they do not have any special wonderful characteristics. The third characteristic of Bhagavan is that he is always Mangalmai, auspicious, and Yasha, Purna, all famous, Yash. So Krishna is most famous. So in this material world, some persons may attain some fame, like cricket star, Hollywood star, Bollywood star, football star, like football star Messi. You heard of Messi? He came to India.
Yes.
So football star. You don't know? No problem. Don't worry.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nose and
Yeah.
big Guru Prasad.
Guru Prasad Swami also.
Prasad
Yeah.
Maharaj giving him Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Ah,
Today?
Yes, yes.
Not
No, not today.
No,
He's
this
here.
is today. He
No,
came
this picture.
This
comes
picture
from
came today.
Spain.
Okay. That was a few days ago.
In Spain, where?
No, in India.
In India.
Yeah. He came to India. He came to Kolkata, Hyderabad, Mumbai, and one place in Gujarat, I think, also. So he's famous from material point of view, but she didn't know him, and no problem, because he's just a human being. Maybe a nice human being is believing in God, but and he's playing football, and he's a good football player, and since many years. So fame is there, but he's not most famous.
Today Virat Kohli and Anushka Sharma also come with Tilak.
Okay, they came here and they went to see Premananda Baba.
Babaji Maharaj.
Yeah.
Yes.
So some cricket star, they come here and they may be famous. Yeah.
Cricket.
And cricket, or Hollywood star, Bollywood star are there. And so, but none is as famous as the Supreme Lord, especially Krishna. Krishna is known in the spiritual world. So in the spiritual world, all the expansions of the Lord, they know Krishna also. And is the beloved of all the Brijvasis. And in the spiritual world, Krishna is also. In the material world here, in this planet, in the higher planets, Krishna is very well known. So he's the most famous is Krishna. And Mangalmaya, auspicious. Madhuram Madarebhyopi Mangalebhyopi Mangalam. So Krishna Nama, Krishna is most auspicious. So therefore we try to remember Krishna always, and then everything is auspicious. But still in this material world, so difficulties are there, but we have to focus on Krishna and Mahaprabhu, then we can overcome all difficulties. Therefore his pastimes are full of nectar. His fourth characteristic is that he possesses all beauty, saundarya. So Krishna is most beautiful. So Vishnu is beautiful, Ramchandra Bhagavan is beautiful, but Krishna is most beautiful. What to speak of persons of this world, the demigods, they may be beautiful, and the demigoddesses, they're more beautiful than the human beings. So human beings, of course here there's sometimes some competition going on, who is the most beautiful lady in India, Miss America, Miss Russia, and then of them, who is the most beautiful in the world, Miss World, and then even they have Miss Universe, but that is not there actually, because the demigoddesses, they are more beautiful than, so that is mentioned in scripture. So even most beautiful lady in this world is not as beautiful as the demigoddesses in the higher planets, in Swaglok or Brahmalok. But even they are very insignificant if we compare to the Lakshmi Devi, the consorts of Vishnu. And what to speak of the gopis, they are the most beautiful. And amongst all the gopis, most beautiful is Srimati Radharani. Srimati Radharani ki.
Jai.
So, and amongst the men, of course, that is not so well known, but sometimes that Mr. World also. Yeah, you don't know. No, it's not so well known, but I've heard that is also Mr. World. But the world is this world we are situated in, this Earth planet.
Okay, and universe?
Okay. Universe, the whole universe. The higher planets, the lower planets.
All the planets.
No, the
Universe is different than the world. But therefore this,
universe. Yes, I also don't know.
But this-
What does it
yeah,
mean?
they
this
have,
world and this universe.
yeah, because they don't know the proper, they don't have the understanding.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, you know.
So the thing is, they know about this world,
Okay.
they know about this world, this
Yeah.
planet here,
Okay.
But then they know about the universe also, but they have some misconceptions.
So but where we pick all these ladies? I
Huh?
don't understand.
Who is picking these ladies?
No, where?
Where?
Miss Universe.
Yes.
Means where they pick the ladies? In the
Same from this world, because
planet Earth.
yeah,
So and for them, what is the difference, Miss Universe? And
Different sponsor like
yeah, different sponsors
I
are
just
there.
another name.
Yeah, this is not a name.
different names.
Yeah,
Also competition between
yeah,
different
yeah, yeah,
people.
yeah. And so maybe some beautiful man is there, and sometimes some men are there. They're going for to the gym,
Yeah,
developing the
muscle.
body.
For the man is
With the
about
muscles, big
is-
muscle. And they're training and drinking and eating something so their muscles are developed, but actually doesn't look even nice.
So
Gross.
the body
Yeah.
कुछ नहीं खा पाते हैं लोग फिर वो even
Yeah.
they have a problem like there's so many muscles they cannot
Eat properly.
Like,
Yeah.
that's why they are one person they feeding one person another.
Because the
Because
muscle is
of
blocking.
so much. Yes, the muscle yes, really. Sometimes
What's the
They have to eat with a spoon because they have so many muscles.
Yes, really.
Servants for
So much
serving.
muscle.
Yeah.
They can't eat.
You
Yeah.
cannot reach your
Yes,
mouth.
right. Yes, really.
So they don't.
For you,
Anyway, so that is there, but they're not so beautiful. But then the demigods are more beautiful. But even if you compare to Vishnu, it is nothing. And to speak of Krishna is most beautiful. More beautiful than Ramchandra Bhagwan, more beautiful than Vishnu, that is Krishna and Braj.
Sometimes devotees say that Radharani is more beautiful than Krishna.
Yes, sometimes they say that Radharani is more strong than Krishna. She's more beautiful. She's bewildering Krishna. But we should understand that Krishna is the source of all these opulences, and that Srimati Radha is the transcendental counterpart of Krishna, and so the female aspect of the Absolute Truth. So the Absolute Truth has a male and a female aspect. So they are one and they are different also. But Krishna is the supreme being, and Radharani is his pleasure potency. But in the past time, so we may say that, and in the past time, so Radharani is superior many times. But ultimately, from the aspect of the Absolute Truth, the Tattva Vichar, there's Tattva Vichar and Lila Vichar. Tattva Vichar means the consideration of the Absolute Truth. And there Krishna is the Supreme Being, he is most beautiful, most strong. In regards to the pastime, then Radharani becomes more beautiful, Radharani is more strong. She's controlling Krishna.
Yes.
Krishna is just a puppet in her hands in the pastime. So that is there, and that is appreciated by the devotees of Mahaprabhu or the devotees of Radha, Krishna and Braj. In the highest conception, which is the loving exchange of Radha and Krishna in Parakya Bhav. And because Radharani is most beautiful, so when Krishna is with the gopis or when he's with Radharani especially, he becomes most beautiful. He's always beautiful, but when he's with Radharani, he becomes more beautiful because of the love and the beauty of Radharani. Just like if you are angry, if somebody is angry, then he's not as beautiful. But if somebody is smiling, that person becomes more beautiful. And then he's attracted to Radharani, he's also smiling, and then she's most beautiful, and then he's most attracted to her and her beauty, and then he becomes most pleased, most happy, and then he's most beautiful. That is there. So Krishna is most beautiful. He's most beautiful when he is together with Srimati Radharani. Bhagavan's fifth characteristic is that he has limitless knowledge, Ashesha Gyan. So Krishna knows everything. So Samvit Shakti, So Krishna is the embodiment of the knowledge potency, and Balaram is the embodiment of the existence potency, and Radha the embodiment of the pleasure potency. And but of course, so Balaram is the first expansion of Krishna. And sometimes it is mentioned that Balaram comes from his right side of Krishna and Radharani from his left side. And they are also one together ultimately, Satchidananda Vigraha. But then they are separately manifested also for the purpose of performing pastimes. And so Krishna is specifically the embodiment of the knowledge. So Samvit Shakti, Chit Shakti, Jnana Shakti, in the spiritual realm and in its material realm also. And so therefore is also giving knowledge. He is the Adi Guru, giving knowledge to Lord Brahma, giving knowledge to the Sun God, giving knowledge to Arjuna, giving knowledge to Lord Shiva, and in the form of Mahaprabhu giving knowledge to so many jivas. So there's spiritual knowledge and there's material knowledge. And the material knowledge is ultimately also a manifestation of the spiritual knowledge. And the item, the dravya, the objects of this world, they're actually a manifestation of the expanded manifestation of Sandhini Shakti of Balaram. And the pleasure potency in this material world becomes the Kriya Shakti, the activities which are there in the world. So that is a manifestation of the pleasure potency, who is giving pleasure to Krishna by performing transcendental loving service to Krishna. And so the perverted thing in this material world is material activity.
So Kriya Shakti is emanating from Radharani?
Yeah, Hladini Shakti, from the Hladini Shakti.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it becomes perverted in the material world, it becomes fruitive activity.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. And so, because I was hearing from Mahatma Prabhu, he says that there is the three elements in
The what?
it's three different energies in Svarup Shakti of
Yes.
Krishna.
That is Sandhini Shakti, Samvit Shakti and Hladini Shakti.
Yes. So, and Balaram is
Sandhini, the existence potency.
yes. And Krishna is the Samvit.
Yeah, the knowledge potency.
And Radharani is
The pleasure, Hladini Shakti. Yeah.
So when we chant the Mahamantra, he was saying, it's a little book, he said 20 affirmations, which is a nice book.
Yeah, I saw that book.
Yes. He says that actually these three aspects are present in the Mahamantra.
Yeah, of course, yeah, the Mahamantra is not different from Radha and Krishna.
Yeah. And Balaram, in a sense, is also there.
Yeah, Satchidananda Vigraha. Krishna is Satchidananda Vigraha. So Sat means Balaram, Ananda means Radharani. So Radharani is also there, Satchidananda Vigraha. To some extent the existence potency is there, and it is manifested also as Ananga Manjari, who is the younger sister of Radharani, who is an expanded form of Balaram also, for the purpose of serving Krishna. Yeah, and Balaram is also Satchidananda Swarup. So existence is there, knowledge is there. Balaram is also sometimes seen as Adi Guru, giving knowledge how to serve Krishna. And pleasure potency is there also, the Anand. So they are, we may say, so they are not different, and they are different, and they are, there's a interaction there also.
I heard also that when we chant the Mahamantra, the Hare, generally we say it means Radharani.
Yes.
But I heard that it may also mean Hari.
Yes, it is true. There's a verse. Vigyapta bhagatattvam chidgananda vigraham haratitya vidya karya harir iti, what is it? sabdyate. Vigyata bhagavatam tap. So, Bhagavad Tattvam. So we should inquire about Bhagavad Tattva. Chid Ganananda Vigraha. So the condensed form of the Absolute Truth. Chid Ganananda Vigraha. So condensed bliss is there. Krishna is condensed bliss. Harati Avidya Tat Karyam. So the Lord Hari, so Harati is taking the avidya of the conditioned souls, the ignorance of the conditioned souls, Hari. And therefore is called as Hari. So, but when you pronounce, then you say Hari. So Hare Krishna can mean Hari, Krishna, and then Ram can be Balaram. Yeah. But in the highest conceptions, Hare Krishna means Radha Krishna, and Hare Ram means Radhishyam. Yeah. Ram can also mean Raman Bihari Krishna. So, what did that? That is Vaidagdi Sarva Sarvasvam. That is mentioned also there. Vaidagdi Sarva Sarvasvam. What is the second line? But there, it is mentioned also. These are verses actually by Gopal Guru, so famous Gopal Guru. Vaidakti Sarva Sarva Samurti Lila Didagatam. Radhika Ramyam Ramaiti Sabdate, something like that. He was performing pastimes with Radharani, Radhika Raman. So he's addressed as Ram. So it means the source of bliss also Rama, but or Ram, Balaram, strength, but we can refer to Krishna who performs pastimes with Srimati Radharani. So that is there. So that is the highest conception. So if one is in purified consciousness, understanding one's relationship with Radha Krishna, then he will chant the Maha Mantra, remembering Radha Krishna. If one is in Gopa Sarup as a cowboy, then while chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, he remembers Krishna Balaram. Or in Vatsalya Bhav also, then he will remember Maria Yashoda and Nanda Baba and Krishna Balaram and is chanting the Maha Mantra. And those in Dasya Ras who worship the Krishna also, they will remember Krishna as their Lord and Master. So the understanding is according to one's inclination. And those who worship Ramchandra Bhagavan, when they chant, and usually they start with Hare Ram, then they remember Sitaram. Hare Ram means Sitaram. Hare refers to Sita and Ram is Ramchandra Bhagavan. And then they say Hare Krishna, then they say, oh, Krishna is an avatar of Ram. or expanded form or not different from Ram. And of course even actually Ramchandra's complexion, sometimes it is mentioned green. But it is not just green, it is bluish green. His complexion is bluish green. So that is mentioned also. So Krishna means dark, black or dark. So those who are chanting Hare Ram and Hare Krishna, those who worship Sitaram, they may also see that Krishna refers to the complexion of Ram, who is a kind of dark green, bluish green. That is his complexion. Okay? So then, so this means he is pure, complete, omniscient and transcendental to mundane matter. His form is the very embodiment of consciousness and beyond all material elements. His sixth characteristic is that even though he is the master and controller of all jivas, he is unattached, nirlep and independent, swatantra. These are Bhagavan's six primary characteristics. Nirlep means he is not attached to anything. and independent, completely swatantra, independent. So means, although he has all his, so he's the controller of all the jivas, and but is not attached to them. He loves them, but at the same time he's detached also. He loves the gopis, but he can be detached also. Like a rasa dance is there. And then Radharani is thinking, oh, Krishna is dancing with so many gopis. The opposite, the vipaksha gopis, rival gopis, and some new gopis had joined. Sadhakas who became realized, and then they attained their swarup as gopis, and then they entered the rasa dance. So Radharani was a little apprehensive. I want to dance only with Krishna, and my friends should be there, the other gopis, Lalita, Vishaka. So she left the rasa dance, and Krishna left all the gopis. And then he left Radharani also. So therefore he is nilep, or is most renounced also. So he can give up the association of his most beloved, the gopis. And they are most beautiful and most wonderful. So that is the aspect of the absolute truth, Bhagavan. So, but in the past time he's controlled by the Brijbasis, Maria Yashoda, his friends, and then especially the gopis. But he's still Bhagavan. So he's controlled in the past time, but he's still Bhagavan. And he's then detached.
Yeah, Srila Prabhupada says that Krishna is having a headache because of us, that we are not we are not becoming Krishna conscious very fast.
Yeah, it's a headache for him. He's shaking his head. How they can surrender? What shall I do so they surrender to me? And yeah, therefore he had a headache in Dwarka, also it is mentioned.
Yeah.
And Narada Muni was saying, what can I do for you to relieve you of your headache? And they're saying, you go to Braj. And they said, and then he said, give me the dust of your lotus feet. And Narada, no, you're Bhagavan, I cannot do. Maybe I can ask the queens. Let me ask the queens. The queens, no, we cannot give the food dust, our food dust to our Pati Dev. Yeah, so, and then he's thinking what to do now. And then Krishna is saying, maybe you can go to Braj and ask the gopis. And he goes to Braj and he's thinking, the gopis, how they will give? And he's asking the gopis, and immediately, yes, then here, take. And here putting some cloth and putting so much dust in there. And he, hoi. And you know the Fred, Bhagavan is there, Krishna, and you'll go to hell. No, you give the dust of your feet to his head. Oh, when we go to hell, no problem, but he should be cured of his headache. He brought back the dust, and Krishna put the dust of the gopis' feet on his head, and okay, I'm fine now. Yeah. So we have to, yeah. So mostly ultimately in our societies, we are supposed to become gopis. But of course, now we don't worry about that. Now we are servants of Krishna. But the acharyas are gopis. Our acharyas, most of them are 6 Goswamis, and then Sarup Damodar Rai, Ramananda Roy, and then Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Narottam, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Bhakti Siddhanta, Gaur-Kishore, they're all gopis. So we are supposed to be followers of Prabhupada. So we're supposed to be gopis ultimately. But not all of them, but eventually so. So then we can collect the food dust, and Krishna is relieved of his headache. If we realize our Swarup, then Krishna will be happy. If we realize that we are gopis or whatever, even if we are gopas, Krishna will be very happy. Okay. Yeah. He wants to be his monkey, right? Before, now he changed. Now we realized I'm not a monkey. Yeah. He's becoming advanced.
He's to look like Krishna is transcendently attached to the...
Yes, of course, he's very attached to his associates, to his devotees.
Even to us,
Yes.
if we give him a headache, that
Yeah.
is somehow...
He's most caring. He's caring for everyone.
Now we give him a headache attack for our gurus.
Yeah. First it's headache to the guru, yeah. Disciples not following guru, and then headache the guru has. So he's taking the headache of Krishna, the guru is taking. Okay, Krishna, you should be okay. I will take the headache for you.
Yes.
I will take of these devotees who are just like monkeys and and white elephants or donkeys or whatever. Hey, Bhagavan. Okay. But if we have become more advanced, then the guru is relieved of the headache, and then he can say, look, Krishna here, these are your associates. And then he's engaging the devotees in the service of Krishna. So Bhagavan has two manifestations, his feature of Aishwarya and his feature of Madhurya, majesty and sweetness. His Madhurya manifestation is the supreme friend for the jivas, and it is that personality known as Krishna Chaitanya who is the Lord of our hearts. So we are in this Madhurya Bhav, loving relationship with Krishna and Mahaprabhu. You have said that worshipping some imaginary form of the Lord is worship of material forms. But Parast Arabic or Bhuta Puja Sanskrit, and we also agree with that. So we agree we should not worship any material form, which may be there. So like we don't worship, they just unveiled a statue of Messi, the football star, somewhere, football star, I think maybe in Calcutta. They made it because in Bengal they all like to play football. And so then they have the Indian star is there, football star in India was there, Sunil Chetri, yeah. But the big star is Messi. Yeah. Ronaldo also, yeah. So, and they made a big statue 70 feet high in Calcutta. So if you worship that form, that is, idolatry, that we don't do. We don't worship this kind of form. But we respect, he's a football star, and we can give him a Bhagavad Gita, like Guru Prasad Swami gave him a Bhagavad Gita, that's nice, we can give him prasad. But we don't offer flower to his feet. We offer flowers to the lotus feet of Sri Guru, or to the lotus feet of Krishna. And so then we may establish a deity of the spiritual master, or we may establish a deity of the Lord. But that form becomes transcendental by the grace of the Lord and the pure devotee. He will Avahan, he will call the Lord to be manifest in a form which is made according to descriptions of the scriptures of the great spiritual masters. Like the deity of Krishna is made according to the Lord's form as much as possible. And then when the pure devotee is calling, and then by the Lord's will he will manifest there. So that is not a material form, it is a spiritual form. But it is there in material element so that a materialistic person can see the Lord and worship the Lord. So that is the difference.
And the form of the demigod, because it is also authorized for the
Yes.
worship of the demigod.
Yes.
It doesn't please Krishna very much. But is it material, or is it also invested by Krishna, the form of the demigod?
No, in the form of the demigod, and the demigods are, well, it depends which demigod. For example, Lord Shiva is a great personality, and so Lord Shiva can be seen as a representative of the Lord. So it's a Rudra Sampradaya. So Lord Shiva is also like a spiritual master, Yatha Vaishnavam Shambhu. Lord Brahma also. So if these deities are made of Brahma or Shiva, by qualified persons, if they are installed, then they are spiritual personalities, like the spiritual master Prabhupada. So that is a spiritual personality. So similarly, Brahma or Shiva especially, they may be spiritual personalities. We should see in this way. But then they should be installed by qualified persons. That we have to understand. And then besides that we have, of course, and even some of the forms like Shiva Lingas are that self-manifest. So these are spiritual personalities, spiritual forms. The Dharma of the Vaishnavas is to worship the fully conscious eternal deity form of Bhagavan. Therefore, idolatry, Bhutparastat, is not part of the Vaishnava doctrine. One should clearly understand that the Vaishnava's worship of the deity is not idolatry. One cannot prohibit deity worship simply because some books forbid idolatry. Everything depends on the quality of faith in the worshipper's heart. The more one's heart can transcend the influence of matter, the more competent one will be to worship the pure form of the deity. So that is an important point. The more one's heart can transcend the influence of matter, the more one is purified in consciousness and understanding I am not this body, spirit, soul, the better one can worship the deities. Therefore in deity worship there is a process of purification, chanting mantras, doing achman for purification, so that one is situated on the spiritual platform and then one can properly worship the deities. And it is also by our chanting of the Mahamantra and hearing Krishna Katha, Go Katha, that we have the proper consciousness and then you can properly worship the Lord. You are the Mullah Sahib, the chief of the Muslim scholars, and your heart may be free from the influence of matter. But what about those of your disciples who are not so learned? Are their hearts free from all thoughts of matter? The more one is absorbed in thoughts of matter, the more he will be implicated in the worship of matter. Although he may claim that the Lord is formless, his heart is still filled with thoughts of matter. It is very difficult for the general mass of people to worship the pure form of the deity, for such worship is strictly a matter of personal qualification. In other words, only one who has been elevated beyond the influence of matter can transcend thoughts of material form. I sincerely request you to consider this subject carefully. So we stop here. So that is an important subject matter, the worship of the deities. But we should do it properly also. We should have the proper understanding. Okay. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare